Good morning. This is the first lesson, and I'm going to give you a quick induction. By the way, it's level 1 part-time. I'm going to give you a quick induction and a very short practical lesson today. It's telling you something is nice, but getting you involved is even better because you start to retain the information, and it's good to be involved, right? Now, the first thing we do, let's start from the beginning. When you're in a kitchen, you've got two main areas. You've got your preparation area, and then you've got your cooking area. Yeah? In your preparation area, right, you gather all of your equipment, not ingredients, equipment. Everything that you think you need, right? Or everything you think you're going to use. So if you think you're going to use an oven, you turn it on. If you think you're going to use a steamer, you turn it on. And so on and so forth. So you get all your equipment that you need, whatever chopping board, whatever knives, everything, right? Then you get your ingredients. Yeah? Those are the two first things you do in the preparation stage. It is called mise en place. It means to be ready, or to get. If I put that there, like that, so you've got a line there. It's called mise en place. Everything in place. Yeah. Now, in this scenario, we're going to be doing a delicious, capital letters, cauliflower soup. We're going to do, it's going to be very delicious, because I said so. We're going to do so it's going to be, it's going to be with a cream. If you don't want cream in it, you don't have to have it in there. Might be for your lactose reasons, or you just don't like cream, right? But cream, it takes any soup to that ooh la la. So we're going to call it cream of cauliflower. Right? Now cauliflower can be bland, but there is a way of zhuzhing it up and making it taste like, okay, is this really cauliflower? And we're going to have it with croutons. Right? Bear that in mind. Cauliflower soup and croutons, which is small bread, and we're going to make it really nice. So these croutons, we're going to flavour these croutons so that when you put it in the soup, it adds a little something to the soup. It's just not just for texture. It's going to add a little flavour, so make it. I want some more. Hopefully, says I. Right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at our equipment. Right. Now, every chef should know their knives. Yeah. And so these are the basic knives we'll be using throughout. Not today. This session we're going to be using maybe 2 knives and a peeler, but these are the knives. Now this is a knife sharpener. It can only add a little edge to the knife if the knife is fairly sharp or just losing its sharpness. If the knife is completely blunt, it needs a stone to bring it back to the edge, yeah? You might need to go to a knife sharpener or whatever the case may be. We'll have to get a stone somehow. We should have a stone in this college, really, so that we can, Anyway, here's food for thought. So, how do I sharpen my knife? Right, so, this is how I was taught. There's other ways, but this is what I was taught, yeah? I took it to a 45 degrees angle. I'm left-handed, by the way, but it ain't gonna matter whether you're left-handed or right-handed. 45 degree angle, and then from the heel to the tip, and like that. And we do the same thing on the other side. Yeah? Nice, look at the knife, what I mean? Yeah? That's a knife sharpener. In your knife case, this is what you do get. Because we're going to be using a serrated knife today, because we'll be cutting some bread, this is a very good exercise, because not all the time we get to use that serrated knife throughout the course. But because we're going to use it today, if we are able to take photographs of your soup later on, then I can use that as evidence later on when I come to an assessment that you have used a serrated knife and make life so easy for you and for myself. Yeah? So there is method in my madness. If I'm mad, that is. Anyway, so we've got the serrated knife. We use it for bread. Yeah? It's got jagged edges. Yeah? We'll use that later to do some nice croutons. Right? Now, the main knife we're going to be using today, is the chopping knife. Yeah? Or the cook's knife. This is a filleting knife for fish. It's very flexible. This is a vegetable knife. So this is another knife we'll be using for today, because we're going to make florets. I just wanted to get you, once again, I'll look at the time as well to make sure that I don't run over time, to get you used to working with vegetables, and this is the knife to use. This is a speed peeler, but there should be another type of peeler. The peeler that I like to use, not at home when I'm teaching and training, is this one. Because with the speed peeler, there is no skill involved. Anybody can use it. With this one, there is. If you angle it wrong, you'll find it very difficult to peel. So I would encourage everybody to try and use this one. This is where the skin is, and I'm going to show you how to peel it in a minute. If we've got any carrots later on, right? In the meantime, what I'm going to do, I want to show you the different types of chopping board. When you are using one of the health and safety things I must point out to you guys, on your chopping board, never overcrowd it. I don't ever want to see no peelings on the chopping board. I don't want to see, if you're making cauliflower soup and it's got leeks and then it's got cauliflower and then it's got carrots, I want to see on there. One vegetable at a time, right? Yeah? And as you can see, why do I have these things here? Right, because one of it is going to be for my rubbish, because you can't have it bin because you might knock it over or something. One will be for the rubbish, one will be for the vegetables that I'm going to prepare, and one of them will be for the vegetables that are prepared. Yeah? If you're working, it just keeps things simple. Right. When you're using the chopping board, look at what I've got here. You see I've got the paper on there? Just keep it like this, right? Fairly damp, not dry, and not like this. Like some students do, so health and safety, right? But you keep it like that, so it's acting like legs. And as wide as you can, but not too wide. Stick the board on there. Stable. Yeah? Those are the things you do in the mise en place. Right? Many a times I walk around the classroom, sir, help with this chopping. Oh, I will help. And where is the blue paper underneath? I will not help you if you are not properly ready. I won't. I'll say, sort it out and I'll walk away. Right, so you've got your brown chopping board. It's for hard vegetables like carrots and potatoes and most things that grow beneath the ground. You can use cauliflower as well and cabbage on this one, but most vegetables that grow beneath the ground and a few vegetables that grow above the ground like cauliflower and cabbage and so on and so forth. Could we have another chopping board, which is the green one, which is for fruits and vegetables, and the fruits we're talking about is apples, oranges, anything like you put in a fruit salad or anything like that, any kind of fruit. And the vegetables are the vegetables that are fruit vegetables, so things like peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, salad vegetables anyway. Yeah? For the green one. Yeah? I know sometimes if the class has got a lot of students and we're all doing the same thing, we might run out of brown boards. Now for peeling potatoes or chopped potatoes, I will allow you to use a green one because it's still a vegetable. Yeah? But always try to get the right for the job. If you can't find a brown one, then use a green one. I ain't got a problem with that. Do not use the blue or the red one for any vegetables. I'll tell you why. This is for raw fish only. Blue. Raw fish only. This is for raw meat only. This is for all raw meats. This one is for cooked meats. Cooked meat includes fish. So if you've got your salmon already cooked and you want to slice it up, yellow. This is for dairy and sandwiches. Yeah? So you're slicing bread and everything, grating cheese, grating eggs if you want to. Grate eggs and then making egg mayonnaise. Dairy. You can use the yellow one for dairy for egg mayonnaise as well. It's like a cooked meat type of thing, yeah? Any questions? No. Okay. So let me just do that. Here we have an array of vegetables, right? And I did say that at the moment I'm sitting on here just to show you what they are. Now, so if I move that, I've got the cauliflower. You got your onion, leek, and garlic. Garlic and onion and leek are from the same family. They're from the bulb. Yeah, so we've got the onion and the leek from the bulb family. Like that, and the bulb family. And we've got the cauliflower, which is from the flower family. And I'm going to go through all the different families. Tuber. Leaves. Tuber, leaves, roots. Bulb, tuber, leaf, roots, fruit. Stem. And fungi. Right, now let's go through some of these so that you know what some of these, what we call classification, right? So we'll start with the cauliflower, which is that one here. We call it the seed flower. You don't know that what that is. That will be mushroom. This will be celery. Stem. This will be onion. Carrots. Tomatoes or cucumbers. So is it tomatoes, Tom's? Here we go, cabbage. Yeah, so we've got cabbage. And potato. Pot. So you've got some sort of knowledge of your classification of vegetables, your colour-coded chopping boards, the different knives. Yeah, take a picture of it if you like. Yeah. I should take a picture of this, shouldn't I? I will next time around. Yeah, I will. I'll try and get it into the classroom. Right. So, yeah. Right. So now, I said to students, here's a leak here, share it between two people. So this is what they did. Let me just stick this in here for a time. This is what they did. You cut it there. No. If you cut it there, someone's going to get all the green part, someone's going to get all the white part. When you're cutting a vegetable, you always cut it, no matter what it is. Tomato, anything. You cut it from the top to the bottom. Right? So you cut it like this. Now, leeks, they carry a lot of dirt in between, right? Let's see. 1, 2,
7.
3. So we're going to have 3 groups. 3 groups. 3 groups. You like working alone, don't you? We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4. You work alone, don't you? Right. So later on we'll divide it up. Right? Same with the onion. Cut it down like that. So from the top to the bottom. Same with everything. Right. We'll divide it up later. Cauliflower. The first thing you want to do is you want to get rid of the outer leaves. Little chop. Let's get rid of the outer leaves like that. Then you might want to get rid of the core. There's 2 ways of getting rid of this. Right, one of the easiest ways is to get the veg knife, and just cut off the little florets like that. And this is what we want, just the florets.
That's what I do.
Right?
Broccoli, same.
Just the florets. Right? Yes, exactly. That's what you do with broccoli. Once all the florets are off, we put it in one bowl, because that is really good to use as a vegetable. I'm going to surprise you when I say this here now. We'll use the root of it to make the soup, because that's the part that gets thrown away. So why use the good part to mush it up into a soup and throw away the part with all the flavour? Yeah. So we will use the root. Don't get me wrong, if we haven't got enough of this root, then we'll use some of the florets to add to make the soup, yeah? So, you see how I've done it? Right, and then I'm just going to chop that up and stick it in what I'll call my ready-made bowl. So, let's call this the ready-made bowl. And I'm going to show you the onions. Right. I'm going to show you the onions. Okay, so we are I'm going to show you quickly. So I've got my florets there. I'm going to stick that there for 2 seconds. I'm going to use this onion, rubbish. When you're making a soup, I'm not going to show you any other way today. I'm just going to show you how to prepare vegetables for soup. Oh, by the way, it's a puree soup. So at the end of the cooking process, we're going to puree it. And so it ain't going to matter what it went in, look like it went in it, because it's going to be mashed up. Anyway, so for this particular exercise, and we can use the root as well. Right, we're going to keep it simple, pure and simple, just like that. I'll chuck it in. Yeah?
Yeah.
And then my leek. Yeah?
One.
Right. So far so good, no?
So far so good.
Right. So we will all reach that level. Then we will do the cooking. Right? So right, here we go. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to swap over the chopping boards, because I'm now finished with all my vegetable prep, and I'm going to do some croutons. Hooray! Now I'm going to give you a little tip. Yes, you can fry it off in the frying pan. Yeah, but the best way to cook croutons is in the oven. Yeah. So I did last week Tuesday. It came out. Oh, ooh la la. Yeah. The students, they liked it, they loved it, right? When you do it in the oven, it dries it out more, and it stays crisp all of the time. Not only that, you can have it as mise en place in a bowl in a warm atmosphere, like we do in restaurants. It don't go soggy, it doesn't go off, it doesn't go mildew, because it hasn't got no moisture in it. And every time we get a soup, we just get it. We don't have to keep remaking. We make it once a week or something. You know what I'm saying? It lasts if it's done in the oven. It's a good tip for you guys, right? When you're doing your croutons, do them in the oven. Do them in a not a high oven. Do it in a medium oven. Now, the oven, you got your. Let me show you. You got your low, medium. You got your hot. Your hot is the top shelf. Normally, you put things in the top shelf for roasting. Yeah? Things in the medium shelf, like cakes, like sponges, and desserts, in the medium shelf, and any like fruit cakes and heavy cakes, bottom shelf. So you've got your low temperature at the bottom shelf. So wherever you position your cake or your food item, that will be the temperature of the oven. So when I say medium, a medium oven, gas mark between 5 and 6 is medium. 7 is medium hot. Yeah, so you can roast potatoes at medium hot or 8 hot. Medium hot, once again, 8 is medium hot, right? If you're electric, it depends on if it goes up to 220. Medium will be 220, huh? 150, something like that. What does it start? 60. About 60, 120. 60, 120, 180, 120, 120, 120, 200, 180. Medium, right? How do you tell when it's medium, the number is in the middle? Wherever oven it is, no matter how, if you go up to 300, the number in the middle means medium, right? So, low is anything from 2 to 4. Yeah? 4 is medium low, because it's hitting the medium. Yeah? 8 is medium hot, 9 and 10 is hot, or 9. Yeah? So wherever you position your food stuff, keep the oven at that temperature. You see, that's a good way of learning. A good way of learning. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. If the thermostat, I was working in a restaurant, the thermostat is broken, so it was hot all the time. But I still had to make a cake and roast. So I roasted it, shut the oven, and when I'm making a cake, I left the oven open. It worked. It did work. Yeah. You get to get technical. You know how to get technical. Yeah. Right. So I'm gonna do some dices. Yeah. You'll see them in a minute. But I'll tell you something. You guys, one of you is gonna do some big chunks. Because somebody ain't gonna be paying attention. Do some massive chunks, like I don't know what. Right. So I'm just gonna do that. And then what I'm gonna do, once all your croutons are done, we're gonna put them in one big metal bowl, pour some oil in it or some butter in there, bury some chopped garlic and some herbs in there, mix it all up, spread it out on a tray, back in the oven. It'll be delicious, I'm telling you. Okay? Right, so we're going to get on with that now. You've seen my demonstration. There you go, there you go, there you go. Okay, after chopping up the croutons, we mix it with salt and pepper. Anything will do. This has got some coriander, black pepper, salt, but you can use anything. A bit of bay leaves in there. You can make anything, whatever you like. Paprika, curry powder, anything you like. You can go in here and flavour these croutons You add it to the soup, it's going to add a ooh la la.
Yeah. 30 minutes.
Yeah. So, the last part of the exercise would be to
Sorry, I can't
combine the soup, the vegetables, into the saucepan, so we can make a nice vegetable soup. Let me put that here for the time being. It's easier for me to do it like this. Right, so we're going to make a nice vegetable soup. And we'll always make sure we are practicing health and safety. So I'm just going to put the soup, the ingredients, the cauliflower, all the mirepoix in here. Make sure that it all goes in there. Why I'm using a spoon is if I tip it in there, it might tip all over the place, and we don't want that. So, always work safely. You see how easy this was? Really quick and easy. Right? Bear in mind, folks, that there's bread in the oven. So the croutons are there, so just keep an eye on it, yeah? Every now and then, just open the oven door and have a look at it, make sure it's not overcooking. And then I'm going to finish it off in there. Scrape that in. Right. I can bring this over here. And then I can start to blend it. Alright. And this automatically becomes a puree soup. So here we are. I've got my hand blender. Make sure it's at the highest. And I'm blending this soup. It's nice and smooth. And then I'm going to pass it through a strainer. Once I blend it, I'm going to pass it through a strainer. Yeah. Pass this soup now. We're going to pass it through into another container. We're going to use a ladle. A ladle is a deep, big spoon under that table there. A lovely ladle. Here's one I prepared earlier. There you go. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm going to pass it through here. And then once it's passed through, you reheat it again, and then you season it. That should be right. Alright, so as you can see how quick and easy this soup is to make. Something you can try at home, and it's not very expensive. So we pass it through like that, but I've got a quicker way. So I've got another way which is much quicker than that. I'm going to make a quick roux-based sauce using oil and flour. It's going to be vegan. Right, I'm finding the soup a little bit too thin. So I'll put some oil in here. It's equal amount of fat to flour. So if it's 25 grams of fat or 25 milliliters of oil, it's 25 grams of flour. So it's equal amounts.
Not flour.
No.
That does the same thing.
No. No. Right, so I'm mixing in the flour to absorb the fat. Once the flour absorbs the fat, I'm going to start to add the soup slowly. So this is becoming a vegan soup. It hasn't got no animal fat in there. So I'm going to let absorb all the fat. Once again, you can use butter or you can use oil. Alright, now you see it as it is, like this. If I want it more healthy, I would say this is vegan, the other one vegetarian. Right? Good? So now, with the ladle I asked for. Ladle.
Ladle.
I need a ladle. Carry. Right, that's it. Right. First of all, I put a little bit in there, enough that I can manage. And then I stir it around until it absorbs the liquid. Absorbs the liquid, yeah? And then, after this stage, you can see it's turning like that. It's the roux, yeah?
Yeah.
Let's take this up here so the camera can see what it looks like. Yeah, the roux, yeah? And then I'm going to add some more liquid, but turn down the fire. And then I'm going to start to use the whisk, because the whisk will take out any lumps. Right. So now I can comfortably use the whisk. Whisk out any lumps. Keep that going. So it's nice and smooth. Look at that smooth texture. What happens is if you don't whisk it out now, once it starts to cook, you can't get it out. And then I can just start to slowly add the rest of the liquid. Like that.
I'm probably not going to get time to try this. I'm going to try it in 7 minutes.
Right, you like it? Turn it up. Watch it a second. This will not take a second.
He reckons it's not done.
What?
Okay.
Open it up and check it. Just like that. Easy, innit? And then you get a nice consistency, nice texture. You can add the salt to it if it needs be. You get a really nice flavour. Obviously, once I add the cream to it, it's no longer vegan. So I'm not going to add it to the soup itself. You can add it, yes, that's ready. You can add it individually to your bowls. That makes sense? Alright, so what we can do then is, that's ready. Turn it off for a second. I'm not going to put cream in all of it. I can keep it vegan, makes sense to me. Put a bit of cream in there like that. And just swirl it around. Then I'm going to get a few of my croutons, bit of chopped parsley. Voila! Ooh la la! There we go. Have a look at that delicious soup. What can I say? Wish you were here. Right, that is my presentation. That will go on Google.